Minecraft! This will be another episode of Exploration and Tactics with Brian, and in this episode I'm going to encounter an old mob in an unfamiliar place, as well as a new mob that's pretty scary. So fresh, so clean. Well, it's definitely fresh indeed. This is Brian continuing to explore 1.4, relatively blind, not knowing what to expect. As usual, please avoid spoiler comments in the comments on the video. I'm trying to learn about Minecraft 1.4 on my own, and yeah, let's go ahead and get started. We are back here in Minecraft Exploration and Tactics. Where we left off last time, we were exploring the Overworld for more biomes, discovering more sounds. There's the little ticka-ticka noise of chicken feet walking around. And I had just stumbled upon a jungle. And so basically, my plan for today, at least for getting started, is to explore a few new biomes, basically to see if we uncover any new structures, as well as to see if we see any new mobs. And so I'll try to look at the biomes both kind of day and night. And pork chops. Ooh, do you have some new sound? I hear something. The piggy snort sounds sound the same, but walk around. Do you have new footsteps? Yes! They have like heavy sounding footsteps that sound kind of like clomp, clomp, clomp on the ground. And so there's still new sounds to explore, and then I also want to see kind of the graphics of the pork chop. Yep, the pork chop also looks a little bit different. Presumably it'll look the same, a little bit different when it's cooked. Yeah, in any case, I'm going to explore around the jungle. It's, I'm sure, going to be another big biome. Recall, we're in a large biomes world, and so I will make a cut, and as I discover other things, I'll bring you guys back in. I see a kitty cat, or an ocelot, and so I'm interested to see what kind of sounds he might make. That sounds pretty much the same. I'm surprised he's not running away. And I don't recall if they had footstep sounds before. Yeah, they do, but they're very quiet. Alright, I'm not going to bother to try to tame a cat right now. I'm assuming that pets in Minecraft have not changed from being incredibly buggy and annoying. But I will kill some more pigs, because eventually, if this turns out to be kind of a long overworld trip, I'm going to need the extra food. Alright, I'll bring you guys back in as I discover more. The sun is going down. I'm still in the jungle. The moon is starting to rise. I heard a zombie. But we're going to continue traveling through the jungle at night. Once again, hoping that perhaps nighttime will reveal some different or new mobs. Although, assuming that even if there are any new mobs in the jungle, if we assume that once again mobs cannot spawn on leaves, I don't know that we'll find a whole lot of them. There's another crazy cat. And there's a sheep. And it sounds like either a pig or maybe the sheep have the same hooves. Yeah, it sounds like possibly the sheep also have kind of the heavy walking sound. Or there is a pig up here. Maybe that's what I'm hearing. Because I don't remember hearing those noises before when I encountered sheep earlier in the previous episode. But as of yet, apologies if it's getting a little dark on the screen, as of yet, I don't hear or see any new mobs, and so I think I'll make another cut as I travel through the jungle at night. I did at some point get up on the top of one of these tall trees to look around to see if I could spot any structures, but I did not. And I hear some Minecraft music starting up again, but again, it's tracks. I think this is like Dry Hands or something. I really should learn the names of all these tracks. But it's old familiar music. So I'll see you guys in a bit. I should also note, here's some zombies. Nothing seems different about them. that I have not been sleeping at all. I do have a bed on me, kind of like in case of emergency or something, but I don't want to sleep because I figure that way at some point I'll get to experience the weather to see if there's any new weather noises. And I also brought you guys back in because I seem to be getting to the edge of the jungle. It looks like there is a swamp again over here. Unfortunately, a swamp is a biome that we already encountered a bit of previous episode. And so I'll probably continue to try to travel. Ooh, what is that? That is a skeleton wearing a gold helmet, I believe. And the sheep do have heavy kind of walking noises. Let me punch you. Yep. Alright, in any case. Oh, there's a creeper over here as well, and another creeper over here. I need to be careful. There's a bunch of skeletons over here, actually, but only one of them is wearing a gold helmet. And yeah, once again, I don't think that this will actually drop anything. Yeah, it looked like he just dropped bones and, you know, the usual skeleton drops. An arrow. That was the other word I was looking for. Words, words, words. Yes, I did not pick up a gold helmet, but it appears that there are multiple different types of armor. Oh, did a baby slime just like probably suffocated underwater or drowned underwater over here. It does appear that the skeletons can wear multiple types of armor. Previously I saw a skeleton wearing full leather. This time just a single golden helmet. And so I wonder if that means... Well, again, I still haven't managed to get a rare drop from any mob. And so I'm not sure what to expect there. Alright, I'm going to keep moving around at night and try to stay alive and bring you guys back in as appropriate. I see another zombie over here who appears to be wielding a stone shovel, but at this point I've encountered a few zombies wielding such weapons, and so I'm not going to bother just to go fight him again, since I think we know the outcome of that. Nothing too interesting. And yeah, I'm definitely continuing to explore new chunks, which I'm happy about. I can tell just based on the lag as I move to new areas. But new chunks always provide the possibility... Oh, looks like there's a lava pool over here. Finding some new structures as well. I would like to find a village, because I don't know if there's anything new with villages and villagers that I might not get in kind of my previous village. But I suppose we're going to have to find... I did kind of pass up exploring another big desert in the previous episode. I would like to explore a plains area if I can find one. I'm not sure if I found plains yet in this world. Wow, there's a lot of monsters spawning out on the open plain of the swamp over here. So I need to keep my wits about me. Hello, Enderman. I will run past. Creeper, you too. And yes, it's definitely unsettling. I'm not very well practiced at kind of traveling at night. But now that I've been doing it for a few days, that is the sun going down, and so, or sorry, the moon going down, so the sun's going to come up this way. Yeah, I actually want to kind of travel more to the east, if eventually I want to circle around back home. But yeah, I feel like I'm getting, even with the new sounds, a little bit, especially as I just sprint past everybody, more comfortable about traveling at night. There's some pumpkins. Pumpkins seem to still spawn in the world with their kind of like carved jack-o'-lantern faces. And so that doesn't seem to have changed. Apparently we have another lava pool over here. The skeleton's chasing me, and so I'm just going to run away and continue to explore. And yeah, the slimes on the surface is definitely going to take some getting used to. That also is another thing that I used to really enjoy swamps for UHC, because you get kind of like the oak trees that'll drop you apples, and it was kind of a relatively safe place to be. With the addition of slimes in the swamp at nighttime, that'll make that this biome a little bit more dangerous for doing ultra hardcore. Because especially the large slimes are especially dangerous now, I guess in multiplayer, in single player as well, just because the large slimes are very hard to hit and they hit you for a lot of hit points. And I might possibly be coming up on some plains over here. If I am, that would be terrific. Although I might be... I'm further to the south. This might be an area that I've explored before in my travels, although I think I'm further to the south. I'm not sure I've ever come out this far. Alright, in any case, I'm going to explore this plains by day and see if we come across a new village or something else. I'll make a cut and see you guys in a bit. I just jumped up on this pumpkin, and my footsteps on the pumpkin sound very similar to like when I actually punch the pumpkin, and that amuses me. Yeah, it seems like from what I'm learning about the mob footsteps, admittedly I haven't had mobs walking around on much other than grass, but it seems like now the mobs have their own individual footstep sounds, whereas my footsteps still depend upon the material that I'm actually walking on. And so if I'm walking on grass or walking on stone or walking on sand, my footsteps differentiate themselves based on what I'm walking on. Whereas the other mobs, I think the creeper possibly was also doing the same thing like me. It depends on what he's walking on. But the other mobs now seem to have kind of their own footstep sounds, perhaps. In any case, there's a big plains over here. I still haven't managed to find a village, but I'm just going to traverse as much of it as I can. I think if I keep heading this way, I'm eventually going to run into an ocean. This would be kind of like the ocean where my little snowman lives that I was using to harvest snow, assuming that I haven't completely lost track of where I am. But nevertheless, I think I'm far enough to the south that I am exploring newly generated chunks once again, and so we'll see what happens. Alright, here's the plains I just came through, and sure enough, there's a large beach in front of the ocean, and so I think I kind of know where I am relative to where I live. And I think I am going to do some sailing across the ocean because I think I can get back to somewhere that I know. I wouldn't mind circling back around to my own village since I have some 30 levels at this point. Well, 26. I'm ready to enchant another object, and so I would like to take advantage of my levels to enchant something else. There's some happy squids under the water over here. And so, actually, this is going to be a big ocean. I do like the new water sounds. They sound more watery. I'm going to create a boat. I'm going to sail back, and I'll bring you guys back in. Indeed, I am where I thought I was, because I recognize over here some of our early experiments with ice, as well as my little snowman guy over here. And so, the good news is I know where I am. I'm going to go back to the village, and then from there, I'm going to decide either if I want to either go caving or go to the Nether, because I think both may turn out to be interesting. Yeah, but I'll decide that in a moment. I stopped by this village I've already been to, and leather armor is different, and I remember I actually saw something about this. I think you can dye leather armor different colors, and so when I get back to my own village, I'm going to do a little bit of experimenting with leather armor, because that's something that I had heard about but then forgotten about, and so that could be interesting. I did successfully return home, and indeed the cooked chicken and cooked pork chops also look a little bit different. Previously, I'd only seen them raw. And I'm going to continue to not sleep because I would like to kind of induce a weather condition. But it occurs to me already that there is something that I want to experiment with that relates to the Nether. And so why don't we hop over to the Nether portal? Because my understanding is now entities can go through Nether portals. And so I think like I could push like a villager through, and I think I can like just throw a piece of dirt into the Nether just like I did there. And now I think that piece of dirt is in the Nether. And I guess, whoa, there were a bunch of villagers all in this one house, and one of them just glitched through the wall. Not that that's too outstanding. Apparently there's a villager party going on inside here. That's exciting for them. I want to see now, I'm holding 13 pieces of dirt on my bar. I want to see if I go into the Nether. I don't plan to spend a whole lot of time in the Nether right now. But I want to see if I go into the Nether. Oh my gosh! There's a villager here who walked through. And I did pick up the 14th piece of dirt, and so the dirt went through as well. But apparently this villager just wandered into the Nether, and so they're capable of doing that on their own as well. And then, was there a weird sound when I travel through? Yes. There's now like a whoosh sound at the end of kind of traveling through the Nether, and so that's interesting. And there is a baby villager who continues to glitch through the grounds. That's another one of the bugs. Entities kind of glitching up and down that they have not yet fixed. And it would be swell if they did so. Alright, we're definitely going to explore the Nether, because I know there's supposed to be some new evil mobs in there at some point. But I would prefer to kind of continue my exploration of the overworld. I would really like to find a new village. We still haven't found a jungle temple. And yeah, I also just don't know if there's any other structures that I might find in new biomes, because I've only explored a few biomes, and so I really want to go on kind of a longer overworld adventure. But while I'm back home, I do want to do some enchanting, and I believe I probably have some unenchanted items ready to go, maybe? Maybe not. Alright, so what would I want to enchant next? I could definitely use another shovel again that has something good, and so... Although I think I decided that shovels are pretty much useless. And you can just use picks for everything, so maybe I'll use another diamond pick with 27 or 28 levels, because I think possibly there are new enchantments that you can get. Actually, I wonder if I should get up to level 30. Maybe I'll go kill some of my cows just to try to get up to level 30. Because I think I heard someone say that Efficiency 5 is back. I've never had an Efficiency 5 tool. It was available back through 1.2, I think. Oh, this is going to be loud. Although possibly, I'm not sure if it's just because of the new noises. It's not as loud as before. I wonder if they actually did do the right thing and start throttling some of the game sounds. Because it seems more tolerable to be in the animal pens now than it used to be before. I hope you can still hear me. Although I'm not sure I'm going to be able to kill enough cows in order to... I can hear all the chicken footsteps too. Alright, I am going to get out of here. I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to kill enough cows in order to get enough experience that I need. But... Alright, let's go experiment with the leather, since I just thought of that again, and now I'm carrying some leather on my person. Because I want to see if I can figure out how to kind of like dye leather armor. Alright, and so I have leather. Enough to make a couple pieces of leather armor. And so the first thing is it looks different. It's kind of a darker color by default than it used to be. But I'm going to grab a couple pieces of leather. Let's also go ahead and get some beef cooking up, because that's another way to get experience. And here is a red rose, which I could use for dye. Here's some cactus green. I just want to see if I can use dyes on leather, or what one would do with the leather. Indeed. Alright, that would turn it green. Leather tunic dyed. Does this say just leather tunic? Yeah, if I do that. And then can I dye it again with a different color? And so will this turn it red? No, it seems to just have turned it back to brown. Does it mix the colors together? Red and green do kind of make a brown. Do I have any other colors I could mix together? I should have some lapis. That should be here. Lapis is a dye. Let's see what happens if I try to mix... I probably don't even need a crafting table since it's just 2 items. No, that just seems to dye it blue. And then if I add the red, will that dye it purple? Oh, it does. So maybe it is kind of mixing the colors together over time. If I try to dye it more red... Yeah, it becomes a little bit more red. So I think perhaps you can just like add different dyes to different pieces of armor. Oh, neat! It has little brown bands, but now it's red. This isn't terribly exciting, probably to a lot of people, especially if you guys are already familiar with it. But this is new to me. I also just want to see how they look on my body. Ooh, styling. I see. I guess those are like the knees, which always look leather. Alright. That could be interesting to kind of like make your own little outfits. Your own little outfits. Oh, I sound so dainty all of a sudden. Alright, I'm going to put those things away. I need more chests. I always need more chests. Let's just make, I guess, a dyed armor chest. Oh gosh, I've got so many chests in this crazy house. Yes. I'm going to try to get myself up to level 30, and then we're going to do an enchant, so I'll try to do that next. Actually, I'd completely forgotten this. I think I heard that you can feed seeds to chickens. Yes. Alright, and so that gives another use for seeds, which is great, because typically it's the case that there's like an infinite number of leftover seeds once you get a big farm going. And I think I'd actually left some seeds in here, yes, in anticipation of that. And I'd forgotten about that until just now. So I'm going to throw some more of those in there. But I can kill off some more chickens if I want to get some more experience as well. And I also just remembered on my previous comments from the previous short video about the kind of Babby boating bridge that I had up here that didn't, or the stairway that went up to Babby that didn't work all that well. I think people had said that I may have misconstructed it, and so I wanted to go take a look at the construction of that area again. The sun's going to be coming up again soon, which will make things a little safer for me. But I think at the same time I can try to go and inspect this. Alright, so that goes up one, that goes up one. Oh, they go over one and up one? Yes, it's definitely the case that I did not construct this with the regularity that I had originally intended, because there is a flat portion right here where these two bits are on the same level, whereas the other ones are always kind of climbing, and so that could be interfering with its ability to work properly. And so I may go and experiment with that, but I'll do that when I get back to some more building projects. For now, I really want to do the exploring. All right, I'm going to kill off some guys and level up, and we're going to do an enchant. Alright, I just got the loud rollover sound as I achieved level 30, like for the experience sound. And I think previously when I got the experience sound, it might have been at level 25 and level 20. Now that I'm just thinking back to it in the previous episode, and maybe every time you get another 5 levels, you get the kind of like extra bonus wind chime sound. That's my guess. In any case, let's get an let's enchant a diamond pick. I will construct that and see you in a moment. Alright, I've made a fresh diamond pick, and we're going to try level 30, and if I happen to get efficiency 5, then we'll definitely know that enchantments have changed. Efficiency 4, silk touch 1, unbreaking 3. Well, no, but that is still a very good pick. In fact, it's the same pick as that pick, and so I'm happy to have another one of those. I might go ahead and leave one of those inside here as well. Alright, so that's good. We used up our levels. And now, oh, I forgot to look as I entered the Nether. Actually, that's one of the bugs that I want to check on. It was previously the case that if you... what am I trying to say? If you had levels and you entered and exited the end, and possibly the Nether, I don't remember if it happened in the Nether as well, then your levels would disappear even though you still had them. And so I'm going to kill a few more farm animals just to get up to like level 1 or 2, and then we're going to enter and exit both the Nether and the end and see if our levels properly show up. And I should be able to get back up to level 5 quickly as well, and we'll be able to test the enchanting sound that I was speculating about. Alright, I'll see you in a moment. Alright, just from killing chickens, I'm already up to level like 4.5, and so let's see if I can get away. This chicken seems to be outside the pen. Alright, I'm still not quite up to level 5. I also want to get away from kind of all the extra sounds. Let's go find a monster to kill, or someone that I can, like... Here, I can do this. I can grab some wheat. I don't have any wheat over here. And lure someone outside the pen is what I was going to say. I want to get away from all the noises and just be able to hear the noise of leveling up. I guess I go grab some stuff out of the oven, and perhaps that'll give me my next level, because I'm almost at level 5. And I have stuff cooking up over here. Not quite there. This should probably do it. Let's see if I get the loud experience noise. The music is coming back on again. I'm going to turn it off, just because I definitely want to hear this. Alright, so let's listen. Yes, that was it. And so I think it's basically every time you go over level 5 or 10 or 15 that you get kind of like the little bonus sound, which I really like. I like the fact that it's predictable but also somewhat rare, and it also gives you an opportunity to kind of notice when you just cross to level 30 a little bit more easily, and so I like that addition. And I'm also happy that I just like happened to notice it kind of enough on my own that I was able to kind of piece that together. That wasn't something that I like read online or something. Alright, so we've enchanted a pick. I definitely need to... I should consider making a diamond sword just to not have to keep making swords all the time. No, I'm going to continue to use iron and iron armor, just because that's how I like fighting the mobs. But I think maybe now we are going to go into the Nether and start doing some experiments there, as well as travel over to the Nether Fortress, both so we can explore more biomes in the Overworld that are over there, like extreme hills, as well as to get a chance to see if we see anything exciting at the fortress. So let me get some inventory crafted together, and I'll see you guys in a moment. Item repair, do, which does not appear to have changed. All right, we are going to try traveling through the Nether over to the fortress, and I'll do a little bit of exploring around the fortress just to see if I encounter new mobs. I'm not sure if I need a new fortress or an existing fortress will do. And so we will find out with time. Once again, more crazy villagers have been traveling through the Nether as well, or at least into the Nether. I don't know how well they're going to survive, so good luck to them. I recall that I have my friendly tracks that take me over to the fortress, so we'll get here quickly. I hear ghasts, and the ghast sounds, I think they sounded the same. Oh! I think there's little ticka-ticka noises when I'm riding on the rail. It's actually surprisingly quiet. Alright, I don't see any new enemies out there. Here we are at the fortress. I hear lava, obviously, because, hello, it's the Nether. Yeah, let's head down into the fortress and just kind of walk around and see if we see any new mobs, and then we'll go back outside over here into the extreme hills and explore them some. Let's see. I think the main part of the fortress was over here. I'll probably make a cut, because I don't know that I'm going to find anything super soon, and so I'll see you guys in a moment. Alright, I do see a blaze over there. Oh, there's a ghast. Looks like nothing new with them. Oops, ouch. Oops. Getting a little bit of lag. What a surprise. It's Minecraft in the Nether. Alright, he's dead. I see a zombie pigman. That all seems the same. Netherwort growing like Netherwort does. Alright, I reached one of the kind of like dead ends of the Nether Fortress so far. It occurs to me, I think possibly you can make stairs and maybe some of those walls and different things out of this nether brick material. And so I'm going to gather up a little bit of it because I really haven't collected much of this before. The Nether is especially laggy. I'm not sure if it's extra laggy compared to how it used to be or just the same amount of laggy. But in any case, I'm going to gather up some of this and continue to explore the fortress in the hopes of encountering a new mob. We will see. I'm not sure if pigmen look the same. Their pants seem to look slightly different to me, although I don't know that I've ever looked that carefully at pigmen before. But in any case, they seem to be behaving the same, their usual neutral self. I'm not going to go start fights with them right now for no good reason. What I would prefer to start a fight with is a new mob, because I think there's something called the Withering here that maybe might be some kind of like boss mob that may be incredibly difficult to fight. I don't really know. But I'm just going to kind of wander around and see if I encounter anything new. I hear a skeleton, and I'm in the Nether. So that is weird. It sounds like he's this way. I hear stuff on fire as well. Now I don't hear the skeleton again. Where is he? Somewhere around here. I hear some other sound as well. Oh, wow! Look at that! It's like a black skeleton. And he's got a sword. Oh my gosh! And there's a normal skeleton. But I want to go check out that black skeleton. I'm going to make sure I eat my food. Because I don't know. He's got a sword. I don't know how he's... I guess he's going to do a melee attack on me? He was like right over here. Can he walk up here? There he is. There he is. He's going to pathfind me. Alright, I can kill him. Or just hit him like that. Doesn't seem like he has a bow. He seems tall. He might be like 3 tall, or he's taller than I am in any case. That's kind of scary. I want to see how hard he hits. Kind of moves like a zombie. Oh my gosh! I'm like, what's happened to me? I don't know. I can't eat food. I've turned black with my hearts. And am I gonna like, oh, now I'm back. Whoa. What was that? Alright, I'm getting my hearts back. I should have looked, I should have gone to my inventory screen and see if it listed a status effect. Did he just like, does he both deal damage and make it impossible for you to know what your current level of hearts is? Oh my gosh. That was that was exciting. I want to find another one, but at the same time I'm pretty scared of this enemy. I'm glad there was only one. And then there was a skeleton that spawned as well, and so did they just... Can they spawn anywhere in the Nether, or is it just inside Nether fortresses? And I didn't even notice. He didn't give me a drop, did he? Yeah, that weird black skeleton that I killed didn't give me a drop. Wow. Wow. I didn't know that that was there. I wonder what other surprises are going to be here for me. Because that wasn't the new Wither mob, I don't think. Oh, there's a blaze spawner over there. Okay, I'm just walking around in circles. I visited that before, off camera. Well, darn. I presume... I would guess that he would spawn in the fortress, but I don't actually know. I want to get hit by another one now so I could see if there was a status effect when all of my hearts turned black like that. But that was extremely scary. Oh, there's another one. Okay, great. He sees me. We're going to let him hit me. And I'm going to run away. Alright, it's kind of like poison. Wither. Wither. Okay, I'm withering, I guess. And then maybe this one will give me a drop. Because one could only presume. So they're not too hard to fight because they move like zombies. And they have a melee attack. Can't tell how much of an experience I'm getting from him. It doesn't seem like he left a drop either. But apparently this area that I'm walking around right now is an area where they can spawn. I don't know if it's just in the fortress in general, or something specific about this area. Wither. I don't know what wither means, other than I couldn't see how many hearts I had, and it seemed to be hitting me over time, kind of like a poison effect, although not for too long. But I really want to kill one. I presume... I think there's... Well, there's more new mobs than I know about, apparently. I was going to say, I think there's a few new mobs. I presume they all have new drops, but I don't actually know if they all have new drops. This also seems like part of the fortress I haven't visited before, but it seems like it might be a dead end over here. Yeah. In any case, I would love to get a new mob drop, because I presume I've heard that there's some new potions, and so I would guess that... Oh, there's another blaze spawner. I really don't want to fight a bunch of blazes right now. I just spawned one. Alright. I presume that the new mobs... Oh, there's more blazes over there, too. And was there something else? Oh, it's a magma cube who's hopping around in the lava over there. Alright, that's not too exciting. Although I do want to see if they have any new sounds. Except for then I have to fight the blaze. I guess I can probably take out the blazes at range without hurting the magma cube, maybe? I just killed the magma cube. Instead of trying to hit the blaze, which is what I was trying to do. Alright, I'm not going to waste arrows on him, because I also just realized I have no idea. I'm down to 6 arrows. I didn't restock arrows before I left to come into the Nether. And I'm also probably completely, horribly lost in the fortress. Oops, there's another blaze spawner. Because I really haven't been paying attention to where all I've been going. So I'm going to... Oh, good. Here's an arrow that's going to point me back to where I need to go. I'm going to try to... Well, maybe I'll encounter another one of these crazy skeletons. So there were both normal skeletons and those withering skeletons here in the Nether. I feel like my commentary is awful because it's just completely haphazard, but I'm just trying to reason through different stuff that I haven't experienced before. Did I come this way or this way? I don't remember now. I don't think I went this way. So I think this is actually the way back. Yeah, I'm going to try to find my way back and just see if I encounter any more of those skeletons along the way. Alright, here's the same dead end where I was digging stuff up. There is a magma slime over here, or magma cube. And I think he looks exactly like he used to. And I think he makes the same squooshing noises as he used to. And presumably has the same drops as he used to. In this case, I wasn't lucky enough to get a magma cream drop. Alright, so it doesn't seem like magma cubes have changed. Alright, there's a blaze blocking my path over here. I do have a fire resist potion, but at the same time, I don't want to immediately waste it if I don't have to. Even though I only have a few arrows left. Oh gosh. Lag. Darn it, I'm on fire. Alright, if he's the only one... Nope, there's another one. Crap. I might need to drink this fire resist potion. Oh, and there's blazes spawning behind me. Do they spawn more frequently now? Like, 2 blazes just spawned over there, and I don't think there was a blaze spawner there. One of them just despawned. Is this blaze over here coming to get me? Can I fight him around a corner, maybe? Yeah, there's a corner. Ah, darn it, I'm on fire again. I don't know. It might just be kind of coincidence. But I don't know if blazes spawn more frequently. Or what is up with that. And I guess this is the way back. That gas noise sounded a little bit different than other gas noises that I previously heard. Oh yes, this is the way back, because I have my little torch arrows pointing the way back. Gosh. It's definitely... I'm enjoying the surprise or the the pleasure of not knowing things. Just because I feel like my heart rate is kind of racing more than usual among just kind of like normal circumstances. And so that's exciting to me. And so I'm kind of glad with this little experiment that I did in terms of trying not to know everything about what was happening in Minecraft, because it's making this really exciting for me. Alright, let's exit the Nether and check out the extreme hills. I didn't encounter any more of those crazy withering skeletons. I kind of like the new Nether sound now as well, where it goes whoosh at the end of kind of like the little transfer. Somehow it kind of feels appropriate. And I think we'll do some more exploring in the overworld over here, but then we'll try to go caving. But I'm also going to check out to see if I have any extra arrows anywhere. Otherwise, I might farm some arrows real quick. If possible. I guess I'm not sure that I have the materials to do any arrow farming over here. Let's see, I have an ender chest, which does contain another stack of arrows. And so I'll just grab these. And, oh, it's got more fire resist potions. So if I ever need fire resist, I can plunk down the ender chest and grab that. And so I think we'll do some more exploring of the overworld over here, because I haven't traveled very far, kind of in any direction from around here. And so I'm going to see if we can find some more biomes, as well as just see if I travel at night. Perhaps we'll encounter, again, some new mob spawns above ground at night in different biomes. And so I will bring you guys back in as appropriate.